What's happening, my people? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a chat channel or podcast or anything like that. The only requirement is you just had to love to talk boxing. I guess y'all heard that French just now. This whole screen went blank on me for a minute there. But we're up and running. Mike Masick, salute. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the History Channel, aka the Boxtorian, aka 2 o'clock Shorty. This is the Monday afternoon edition. How was everybody this Monday afternoon? Did you have a good weekend? I just talked to you about 2 hours ago on Friday. Remember? I don't even think we had a Saturday this weekend. But it's over. And it's Monday. A little after 2 p.m. Time for Cast Sports, the History Channel. So we had a couple fights this weekend. I'll touch on them briefly. And today is going to be on lightweights. Thomas Morris in the building. What's up, Tampa Tommy? Good to see you, bro. How is everything going down there in Tampa, Florida? Heard you went to the fight last weekend. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. Edgar got his 22nd win. Maybe starting another knockout streak. Yeah. And yeah, we got a big week of boxing coming up ahead of us too. We got Pro Box Week, remember? Wednesday. And we got a card Friday. We got AJ and Nagano, remember? That's this week. Yeah. I tell you, man, this time is just going by. I remember when they were just talking about scheduling that fight. Remember AJ and Nagano? And now it's Friday. Isn't that something? Unbelievable. Yeah. And then we got boxing Saturday. I forgot who was on the schedule. I'm going to check it real quick. But I'm going to be talking about the lightweight division today. Okay. I'm going to profile 10 former fighters. Just a brief profile on 10 former fighters for that division. Roberto Duran, Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker. You know, I got to go back to my era that I loved, the 20s, 30s. Freddie Welsh. Yeah. Big name lightweight from back in that day. Got a couple of them from back then. But yeah, we're going to talk a little boxing history. This is the History Hour. Well, History 2 hours. 2 to 4, right? You know, the lightweight division. The one thing about these divisions I don't like, you know, like lightweight is 130 to 135, right? But the only one that actually fight at their weight is heavyweight because they don't have a limit. These other divisions, if you have a lightweight title fight, neither fighter is between 130 and 135 because you just have to weigh in at that weight. But whatever you can get to by the next night, Saturday, be my guest. You can weigh that. I think what they should do, weigh in right before you make your ring walk. Okay? step on a scale, then take your ass down there and get in the ring and fight. You're fighting for the lightweight championship. You should be between 130 and 135, right? You're fighting for the lightweight championship. One fighter is 147, the other one is 150. But you're fighting for the 135 championship. Thomas Hill, the mayor of YouTube Boxing, in the building. Miss Cass in the building. That's Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, in the building. How are you, Miss Cass? I'm going to eat good tonight. Miss Cass is off work. No oodles or noodles. I bought a 12-pack yesterday, though, just in case, because she's going to be back working eventually. So. But tonight, and she's going to put it in there eventually, what we having tonight. Something good. But salute Thomas Hill, Thomas Morris, Mike Masick, and Miss Cash, hashtag JBT, in the building. I usually get started about 2:30. Give a few people a little bit more time to get in. But yeah, what y'all think about that, man? You're fighting for the welterweight championship of the world, right? 147. But both guys weighing around between 150 and 160. Like Devin Haney. I had to bring that up. Fighting for the 140 title, but fighting at 65. That's super middleweight. Well, shouldn't he have been fighting for the stop fighting Canelo or Benavidez or somebody? But then they would have been weighing around 190. It's crazy the way it is. But they need to address that. I really think they do. Because it's just not right. You're fighting for a lightweight title, fight at lightweight. And then you'll have people that say, well, it's always been like that. But just because it's always been like that still doesn't make it right. Okay. They had slavery for all these years. Okay. Say slavery was in existence for 100 years. There's always been slavery for 100 years, but it still wasn't right. Right? So it's because these fighters always been fighting 15, 20 pounds above the weight class when they actually fight. It doesn't make it right. So, but they won't address it. But I just thought, that's not good. Okay. So what we got Saturday? I know we got AJ and Ngannou Friday, right? From Saudi Arabia, of course. I think it's this Friday. But we got Amanda Serrano Saturday. Oh, wait a minute. I think that might be Nate's Friday. I done had ahead of myself a little. Yeah, that's Nate's Friday. Oh, man. Okay. I'm a week ahead of time. It's March 8th, but it's still right up on us. But this weekend, we got the Jake Paul card, Amanda Serrano. And guess what? That's 12 rounds for the women, okay? For the sanctioned by the WBA, IBF, WBO. The WBC wouldn't sanction it, so guess what Amanda did? She dropped them. She said, I'm fighting. She's not fighting no more 10-minute, 2-minute rounds for title fights. So she dropped the WBC. Good move, Amanda. 12 3-minute rounds. I love it. Maybe more women can just say to hell with the WBC. I bet you if that happens and they stop getting those sanctioning fees, they'll get on board for the women 12 3-minute rounds. Okay? That's what the women need to do. Everybody drop the WBC. And when those sanctioning fees disappear, they'll start sanctioning those 12 3-minute round fights. Amanda is showing the way. Her and Jake Paul. A lot of people don't like Jake Paul, but I like what he's doing for women's boxing. Okay. But yeah, AJ and Ngannou is the 8th next Friday. But we still got Pro Box Wednesday. Still got Pro Box. But how was everybody's weekend? You doing anything exciting? Me and Miss Cass just, if we're not watching boxing, we're watching Westerns. Yeah. We just chilled. We didn't have a Saturday. I don't remember. I asked Miss Cass, did she remember Saturday? She was like, yeah. We went to the supermarket. I was like, no, that was Sunday. You don't remember what we did Saturday either, because I don't think it was a Saturday this weekend. We went from Friday to Sunday, and now it's Monday. We got the mayor of YouTube Boxing in here today, Thomas Hill. What's up, T. Hill? How are you? Always good to have Mr. Mayor in here. That's who gave me my name, the Boxtorian. I'm not a historian. I'm a Boxtorian. There's a difference. Mike Masick in here. I accidentally took Mike Masick's wrench last week. Mike was like, wait a minute now, I'm not blue anymore. I can't, I took his wrench by accident. I hurried up and gave it back though. I can't afford to lose any supporters, especially a big time one like Mike Masick. Oh no. Mike Masick should have 2 wrenches. That's how big of a supporter he is. Yeah. Yeah, time is flying by, Miss Kenny. Yeah, because you thought we went to the market Saturday, but we went Sunday. Remember? We didn't have Saturday. We had Andy Cruz was back in action Saturday. 3 championship fights from Japan. And it was on Saturday, it wasn't Tuesday. But you still had to get up early in the morning. What was it, like 4:30 a.m.? They started. Yeah. But it wasn't a weeknight. You know, we get up 3 o'clock in the morning to watch fights from Japan on Tuesday when it's the Monster. And Monster's little brother was on the card. He retained his belt. And guess what? Another Inoue fought Saturday too, their cousin. But he lost. He was fighting for some kind of secondary belt or something. But he lost. I forgot his first name. But yeah, they have a cousin, Monster and Takuma. Their cousin is also a boxer. It's definitely a fighting family. And their father is the manager. Sato or Saku or something like that. Sporting News had his picture up there on the article, yeah. But the Monster was right there with his little brother. Decent. That was the first time I ever saw him. Saw Takuma fight was Saturday, yeah. First time. Looked good. Not a heavy puncher, but he got his man out of there, though. Yeah. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Wait a few more minutes. Remo. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Hashtag JBP. And we're a couple days away from the next hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We get our preview. I told you how fast time is going. Now Remo does a weekly show, and look how fast this it's coming around again. Coming around again. Yeah. Tune in tomorrow to get an early look at it, about 3:45 or something. Tuesday, yeah. See what's happening on hashtag Let's Talk Fashion this week. But salute Remo. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the History Channel. Hosted by the Boxtorian. That's me. AKA 2 o'clock Shorty, too. I'm all of those names. But it's good to be back with my people again. It's Monday. The work week has started back up again. Lonnie Lee will be coming in here soon on his way home. Testing at the red light, letting us know he's in the building. Might see Jay Hardcore. I know Just Do probably listening. Getting ready for his show. 4 o'clock Shorty. Yep. That's who I'm warming you up for. Yeah, it's a lot coming out, Remo. I've been hearing about the Mexican Monster is going to 175 or something. I guess, Mauricio might be paying him to get him away from Canelo. There's a whole lot going on in the boxing world right now. Sports world, period. NBA. There's Just Do Boxing right there. I told you he was listening. Yeah. Told you. He's getting ready for 4 o'clock. Where he do his thing. The Voice. But salute to Just Do Boxing. Listening. Salute Just Do Boxing. We're going to be talking about this lightweight division today. I was just ranting about how nobody actually fights at, you're fighting for the lightweight championship, which is 135, but you're in the ring at 147, or fighting for junior welterweight title as a super middleweight at 165. I ain't gonna mention no names, Devin Haney. They need to address that. And what I just said, weigh in, then take your ass down and get in the ring. Okay? Weigh in just before you make the ring walk. How about that? Then we will get lightweights fighting at lightweight, welterweights fighting at welterweight. Whatever few pounds you can put on that ring walk, that's what you fight at. Yeah. Al Booker in the building. There he is. What's up, Al Booker? How was that weekend? Good to see you. Welcome aboard. What is going on with PBC? It's supposed to be just starting up this new Amazon deal and they're losing the fighters. Damn. Remo just said it's a lot going on out there, man, and it is. It's crazy. What's going on with PBC? There's a rumor that Canelo is walking away, but I thought they had him under contract for 3 fights, and we've only got 1. So I don't know. Man, I might have a little time at the end to drop the link and we chop it up about all this news that's going on, because it definitely is a lot going on. Definitely a lot going on in the boxing world right now. In 2024, it started out okay, but of course it can't be 2023 because 2023 started out with the Face of Boxing on the first card. So, yeah, remember that last year? Only way you beat that would have been to start 2024 with the Face of Boxing on the first card. But we haven't got anything for him yet. Rumors started last week about him and Frank Martin. But his coaches shot that down on the Rise podcast. They said nothing official on that. There was a bunch of channels that jumped out there talking about it, but I heard it straight out of Calvin Ford and Kelly Ellis's mouth. That wasn't no done deal. So I don't know. I guess they would know. There's William Old School Rant in the building. The weather down there permitted him from working today, so he's here with us. Salute, Old School. Welcome to another episode of Cash Sports. The Box Dorian. How are you, my brother? Good to see you. My people are coming in. In about 5 minutes, we're going to get this thing started. This lightweight division. I got a little thing about what is a casual fan. Excuse me for 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Be right with you. Okay, yeah, we good now. We good now. This cat was like a couple rooms away and I could hear me over her phone. So I closed the door. I can't hear her anymore. But yeah, there's a lot of people. You hear a lot of people in these YouTube streets calling people casuals and stuff like it's something negative. But that's it's not a bad thing to be a casual. Because I was reading this weekend when I was doing my research. I'm always reading something. I came across this nice little article about a casual fan. I'm gonna read that to you in a minute. Yeah, but it's nothing negative about being a casual. Because we all were casuals at one time, remember? Yeah. But yeah, the lightweights today, like Roberto Duran, Sweet Pea, Benny Leonard. I got to go back to the 20s. Some of the guys. Ken Buchanan, Carlos Ortiz, my homeboy, Joe Yan, fellow Baltimore. Yeah. A lot of these guys is from back around that era. I'm sorry. I just loved that era back then. Where the fighters wanted all the smoke. Champions had 6, 7 losses. Because you fought everybody. You never know when you're going to get in there and take that L. Everybody was on top of the game back in them days. Wasn't no ducking. You call a guy out, especially call him out of his name. That was likely your next fight. You couldn't call guys out the name and then months go by, they don't even respond to you like nowadays. So you're a pussy. Okay, I'm a pussy. If I fight you, I might lose my O. Floyd started that mess, that O. He spoiled these guys. Everybody protects that O. They're not going to be able to market it like Floyd did, though. No. But let's get ready to do this. Y'all ready? Okay. Now, let me see what they're talking about in the chat first. Old school always got something going on. Al Booger says, I think that fight is done, just not announced yet. Oh, you mean Tank and Frank? Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Tank's coaches said it wasn't nothing, official yet. So, everybody was talking like, it was signed, sealed, and delivered. But if they say it's not, then, I'm going with what they say. They talk to the guy. None of those guys in these chats and stuff is not there. Can't just call Tank up and he gonna answer, but I bet you Calvin and Kenny can. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. When they say it's a done deal, then I'll say it's a done deal. If they say it's not, then I'll go with them. But yeah, that's all. Okay, this article is called, "What is a casual fan?" Okay, because it's not no big negative thing to be a casual fan. But what is a casual fan? Is it the guy that enjoys a street brawl, or the guy that gathers with his friends to drink beer and have a good meal while watching a boxing match on television on the weekend? Is the casual fan the guy that enjoys boxing, but doesn't care to keep up to date with the latest boxing news? He's the fan that knows a few names of famous boxers, but doesn't know what weight division they campaign in. He's the fan that asks the name of the guy across the ring from his favorite fighter, and asks a few other questions like, who is he? Where is he from? Is he good? How come he's never fought Tank? He doesn't realize that this fighter is a middleweight and Tank is a lightweight, right? And but the casual fans are the ones that keep boxing alive, right? They are the ones that purchase the pay-per-views on weekends, because a lot of hardcore fans, they the ones that know how to stream and watch the fights for free. Casual fans don't know anything about that. Okay. They the majority of the ones that buy the pay-per-views and stuff, the casual fans. Now the casual fan might not notice that a certain fighter blocked or avoided every punch, most of the punches that was thrown at him, and they might think the fighter that threw the most punches should win the fight. And no matter what you might think about casual fans, They enjoy boxing a lot more than the hardcore fan does. Because the casual fan just like to watch fighters fighting. Okay. They love fighters with names like Tank, Canelo, Wilder, Fury. And casual fans don't do too much thinking about matchmaking. And they aren't too serious about boxing. They just enjoy boxing. And they don't waste time arguing about boxing politics, governing bodies. Most casual fans don't even know how many weight divisions exist, or the names of the WBA, WBC, IBF, or WBO. And the casual fan won't care if the champion doesn't fight the number one contender. They don't even know who the number one contender is, right? Casual fan won't argue if the decision by the judges was made due to economical interest or because of influence by the promoter. It seems that casual fans just have a good time watching a fight on television. And they will never get tired about boxing. And they still will be interested in other contact sports like UFC or MMA. And they are fans of soccer, football, baseball, tennis, etc. Now let me ask you this. Do you remember when you were just a casual fan? Because no one started out as a hardcore. And remember how much fun you had when you were just a casual? So the next time you hear somebody in these chats calling somebody a casual, think of it as a compliment. Okay? Just a little thing on casuals, you know. I've always heard people, you're just a damn casual. Okay, they don't have to be bad all the time. Casuals are the ones that keep boxing going, if you really look at it. And there's a lot more casuals than hardcores. You better bet it. That's a fact. Okay? And the hardcores are the ones that know how to do the streaming and get the fights for free. Casuals don't know nothing about that. They pay for them. All the casuals. Not unless they're over the hardcore's house and they got the fight for free. Okay, we're talking about lightweight. Well, let's look at the fights first. Okay, real quickly. We had 2 cards this weekend, right? D for the win in the building. What's up, D for the win? Salute. How are you today? We're going to be talking about the lightweight division today. Profiling 10 former boxers. And like Remo said, it's a lot going on in boxing right now. I want to see if I have time to drop the link at the end and chop it up. If somebody wants to chop it up about all the stuff going on. We had talk last week of Frank and Tank and Frank Martin, and then his coaches came on their rise and said that no, not a done deal. So, you know, chop it up about that. I keep hearing talk about David Benavidez going to light heavyweight and who Canelo is fight, Jaime, Edgar Berlanga, and threw his hat back in the ring with his knockout Saturday. Jamal, what is Jamal for once in 4 years? Who wants to see that, him and Canelo? Probably be just like his little brother. But I think his little brother, Maul will put up a little bit more effort than Jamel. Jamel was like stargazing throughout the press conferences and everything leading up to the fight. It looked like he was going to ask Canelo for his autograph at any minute during one of the press conferences, you know? So that just wasn't him. And Jaime Munguia, he's talking about it's an honor to be in the ring with Canelo. Say that after the fight. You're supposed to be going there to knock this man's head off. Not talking about it's an honor to fight him. So how's he going to beat the man? He's just honored to be in the ring with him. Come on, man. Who wants to see that? I think at least Berlanga would give us more of an effort. Berlanga is going to be in there trying to knock his head off. I ain't talking about it's an honor to be in the ring with him. Mel looked like he wanted to ask him for his autograph. Come on, man. Need to get in there with David Benavidez or somebody. You know what I mean? Didn't he, Remo? Mind signing my glove? Yeah, Mel was in there like stargazing. And look at Jaime talking about it's an honor to be in the ring with. Supposed to be boxing, man. You want to be his friend, then let somebody else fight him and be his friend. You know? We want to see a fight. But yeah, lightweight today. But then let's take a quick look at the fights. That's what we were getting ready to do. We had two cards. A card from Japan was the Monster's little brother. What's his name? Takuma. Yeah, Takuma anyway. He went up against Gerwin Alcahas, and Takuma was putting his WBA bantamweight strap on the line in that fight. Okay. Yeah, Plant Brace Boo Boo, Remo, yeah. You've been wanting that one. I kind of want that one too. We would see a fight in that one. I don't think Plant gonna be in there asking Boo Boo, how am I doing? He was in there asking Canelo, how's he doing? Remember that? All these guys getting in Canelo and all of a sudden become fans of his. Plant in there asking him, how am I doing? Come on, man. How you gonna beat the man you worried about what he think about your performance? Come on. It's crazy. But anyway, Takuma scored a very impressive 9th round body shot knockout of former champion Gerwin Alcahas, and Takuma retained his WBA bantamweight championship. Now he caught Alcahas with 2 body shots. They put him down for the count, and that was in the I think it was the 9th round. Can't remember. Yeah, 9th round. Now Alcahas was having some success with his left hand early in the fight, while Inoue was content looking for counters. Now the normally light hitting Inoue hurt Alcahas bad in the 3rd round with a pair of right hands. And it had Alcahas' legs looking kind of shaky. So after that, Inoue decided to come inside. But he got caught. Alcahas nailed him with a big right hand in the 4th round. Inoue switched back to the outside. And he started having success landing rights to Alcahas' head at that point. Now by the middle rounds, Inoue's speed and superior skills were clearly serving him well. And he was right-handed, and Alcahas was a southpaw. Inoue was having success keeping his left foot outside of Alcahas' right foot, and that was opening up that lane down the middle for Inoue. Right hand straight down the middle because he was keeping his foot outside Alcahas's. Okay, and Alcahas had no answer for that. And by the 7th round, Inoue had came back inside again because it seemed like he wasn't worried about Alcahas' power anymore. Okay. And Alcahas, in the 8th round, he probably had his best round of the fight because he started going to the body, right? Inoue slowed up a little, but he responded back in the 9th, and that's when he got Alcahas out of there with them shots to the body. And that was the end of it. Okay. And Inoue, he goes to 19 wins, 1 loss, 5 knockouts. Alcahas is 34-4, 2 draws, 23 knockouts. Elsewhere on the card was Junto Nakatani. He took the WBA bantamweight title from Alejandro Santiago. That was Santiago's first defense of it. Remember, he just won it from Bonito last year. It was a 6-round TKO by Nakatani. He keeps his record at 27-0, 20 knockouts. That's like 70% knockout rate. Yep, Santiago loses the title in his first defense of it. Then Kosei Tanaka beat Christian Bakasegwa. 12 round unanimous decision. 12 round wide unanimous decision. That was for the vacant WBO super flyweight title. Riku Matsuda, he beat Jonas Sultan. 1st round knockout, non-title fight. That was Matsuda's just his 5th fight. He's 4-1 with 4 knockouts. Outstanding. knockout weight. And then the other card was down in Orlando. That was Edgar. Edgar went up against Padraig McCrory. Okay, he scored a brutal stoppage in the sixth round. Series of punishing right hands. Now Berlanga started out slow, and McCoy was actually outworking him in the beginning, early in the fight. But it got a little nasty in the third round when Berlanga, he was kind of frustrated and he hit McCoy with a blatantly intentional elbow. Okay. Berlanga kind of used some dirty tactics throughout the fight too. Low blows, elbows, yeah. Remember, he bit the guy last year. He's a dirty fighter, man. Very dirty fighter. But I bet you won't do that to Canelo. Nope. I guarantee you he won't. Now, Berlanga began to find his range in the fourth round, visibly shaking McCoy with some shots. And he continued his assault in the fifth. In the fifth round, McCoy did a lot of complaining about elbows and low blows, and most of them was justified. Like I was saying, Berlanga used a lot of dirty tactics in that fight, man. Yes, he did. And in the sixth, because early in the fight, Berlanga was smothering his follow-up shots. In the sixth, he stopped smothering his attack, and he started creating space and switching up his angles, right? And this allowed him to catch McCoy with a couple of good right hands, hurt him again, had McCoy staggering around the ring, and then Berlanga landed a big left hook to the body, followed up by two vicious right hands that ended the night. That was all she wrote. The referee counted McCoy out as the towel coming in from his corner at the same time. Yeah, it was over. Yeah. And Andy Cruz, he won his third fight. He beat Brayan Zamarripa. UD10, who was shut out 100-90 on all three judges' cards. Andy goes to 3-0-1 knockout. Shakram Giyasov defeated Pablo Cesar Cano. 11th round, technical decision. Okay. Shakram was 15-0, 9 knockouts. Antonio Vargas defeated Jonathan Rodriguez. That was bantamweight. Of course, Andy is lightweight. And the second fight, Shakram, that was welterweight. Antonio Vargas beat Jonathan Rodriguez. They were a couple of bantamweights. 7th round TKO. Vargas is 18-1. Just Rodriguez's second loss. Yanquiel Rivera defeated Andy Dominguez. 10th round unanimous decision. Wide unanimous decision. All three judges had the 99-91. That was Rivera's 50th win in his fifth fight. Dominguez's first loss in 11 fights. And in the first fight, Joseph Fernandez beat Aram Aponte. 8th round unanimous decision. Super lightweights. And that was it. Okay. Now let's get into the lightweight division. Okay. Everybody doing okay this Monday afternoon? This is the Pro Box week, by the way. Yep. We got Pro Box this week. Wednesday. I'm going to preview that card Wednesday afternoon. Yeah. A lot of people sleeping on that Pro Box. Okay, yeah. Now lightweight division today. Bear with me for a minute. I got so many notes. Oh, here we go. Now, of course, in professional boxing, lightweight is contested between junior lightweight and junior welterweight. Lightweight falls right in there. Okay. Fighter must be above 130 pounds, but no more than 135. Now, I just talked about that. You weigh in at 135, but no division actually fights. Nobody actually fights within their division except for heavyweight because they don't have a limit, I mean, you're supposed to fight at 135, but normally you're above 140, going toward 150. Now, my solution with that would be this. Weigh in just before you make your ring walk. Okay, that way both fighters would be fighting in the actual division. Like lightweights would be fighting between 130 and 135. Welterweights would be fighting between 140 and 147. Whatever pounds that you could add on walking to that ring, that's what you fight at. When it's time for your fight, you step on the scale. If you're in the limit, you go get in the ring. Because this is ridiculous. You weigh in on Friday at 140, then by Saturday night when it's time to fight, you at 165. You're fighting as a damn junior middleweight. But you're supposed to be fighting for the junior welterweight title. I'm not going to mention any names, Devin Haney. But that's ridiculous. And some notable boxers that have campaigned in the lightweight division in the past are Henry Armstrong, Ken Buchanan, Tony Canzonieri, Pedro Carrasco, Joe Casamayor, Al Bummy Davis, Oscar De La Hoya, Roberto Duran, Joe Gans, Arthur Gregorian, Benny Leonard, Ray Mancini, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Juan Manuel Marquez, Sugar Shane Mosley, Miguel Angel Gonzalez, Carlos Ortiz, Katie Taylor, Evan Valero, Len Wickwar, Pernell Whitaker, Manny Pacquiao, and Ike Williams. Take a quick look at the current champions in the lightweight division. Okay, WBA, Gervonta Davis. WBC, Shakur Stevenson. And the IBF and the WBO is vacant. Lomachenko is going to head IBF soon as he finished with George Kambosos. George Kambosos don't have a snowball chance in hell of beating Lomachenko. Okay, that's just what it is. He don't have a snowball chance in hell. Lomachenko was calling out Tank when he knew Floyd wasn't going to make the fight. But has he called him out lately? Put it in the chat. Damn it, put it in the chat. Lonnie Lee in the building. What's up, Lonnie Lee? Got that work week started back out again. Good to see you. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT, that is. Okay. Salute to Lonnie Lee. Good to see you. Glad you're off. I make it home safely and enjoy the show. Now, I have 10 lightweights that we're going to talk about today. Okay. Let me get everything set up here. Okay. Bear with me for 1 minute. Give me 2 minutes, matter of fact. Okay. But everybody doing okay this Monday? Starting another week out. We didn't have no Saturday this weekend. Because I just got finished talking to you a couple hours ago Friday, remember? When I was telling you about what was happening Saturday. It seemed like a couple hours ago to me. Yeah. That space shuttle, it went up there. It's messed everything. What am I doing, man? Bear with me. There we go. Okay. Okay. What are you doing, Cass? These people are waiting on you. I need 1 more minute. I am going the wrong way. Now, while I'm waiting on these times, I can turn the music off and sing. It's up to y'all. Anybody would rather hear me sing, put it in the chat. Miss Cass probably put hell no in. Oh, here we go. Now, the first person is going to be Roberto Duran, the Hands of Stone. Okay. There we go. Roberto Duran, the Hands of Stone, thought of to be the best lightweight ever okay, including by me. Now, Roberto Duran had a 33-year career from 1968 to 2001. Okay? He had a record. He won 116 fights. He lost 16. And he had 70 knockouts. Okay? He was born in Panama, El Carrillo, Panama. Now, he had a very short amateur career. He only had 32 fights. Okay, 129 of them. And he turned pro at age 16. Okay, 16 years old. Now, he had outstanding stamina. And he loved the pressure, you know. He loved to bring that pressure when he was in that ring. Now, he loved to break fighters down with hooks, you know, head and body. Called himself the Hands of Stone. Started out right here at lightweight. I think he went all the way up to light heavyweight, I believe. Him and Sugar Ray's last fight was at, he's a super middleweight or light heavyweight. The third fight in the last 89. And remember, I'm having a quiz. I got all the questions now. I got 20 questions coming up. It's going to only be one winner. It's not going to be three because I ain't rich. And it's going to be a very nice prize for the winner. Okay. It's going to be a Hewlett Packard laptop. So one winner and 20 questions. But we're going to talk about that. It's coming up soon, too. Anything I've said in any of my shows. And you have to have been in at least 10 shows. Okay. And you know I write everybody's name now. But everybody in here has been in 50 shows, so everybody's good. But that's coming up probably in March. Okay, 20 questions, one winner. Now, yeah, Duran had outstanding stamina and pressure. Right, Hands of Stone. Started at lightweight. Quickly became a sensation. Came in the door knocking out and battering people like Ernestel Marcel, Jose Herrera, Floyd Marshall, Angel Garcia. Got his first title shot at Ken Buchanan. Okay. Brutalized Buchanan. Got the win by a 13th round stoppage. It was kind of controversial because Buchanan's team thought it was a low blow. But the referee didn't think so, and that's all that counted. Duran got the championship 13th round stoppage. That was his first championship. He defended the crown 12 times. And he was a champion from 1970, I believe it was 1972 to 1978. Only reason he moved up to be challenged because there was nobody at lightweight that could challenge him. Just total domination. That was one of the most dominant runs in history that Roberto Duran had at lightweight. Okay. Moved to welterweight just to get a challenge. And among his victims at welterweight were Esteban de Jesus, destructive knockout, Ray Lampkins, Edwin Variet, Leoncio Ortiz. And of course the two Sugar Ray fights were historic, you know. He talked Sugar Ray off his game leading up to the first fight. Sugar Ray fought angry. And he fought Duran's style. And you know you get points from the judges for ring generalship. And by Sugar Ray fighting his style, you know, the judges didn't know he was mad, trying to knock his head off. The judges felt that Duran was forced in that style. So yeah, he won a very close decision, and it probably was just because of that. Those style points, ring generalship, you know. And Sugar Ray came in there and fought mad, angry, and got beat. Very close fight though. But those two fights were classic between Duran and Sugar Ray. Let me see what's going on there. Ooh, old school got a long one. Yeah. I fully ascribe. Oh, that's Thomas Hill. I fully ascribe the same day weigh-ins. Get this exactly, Thomas Hill. Yeah, weigh in and take your ass down there and get in the ring. You know, don't have no whole day to put 25 pounds on because you're fighting for the lightweight title as a super middleweight. That's not fair. Come on, man. The old school got a long one in there. Thomas Hill, I agree. But unfortunately, it will never happen. That's right, old school. Because we have too many weight bullies in the sport, and the promoters stop it from happening to protect the weight bullies. Exactly, old school. Exactly. It will never happen. You're 100% right. But that's what needs to happen. I mean, you're fighting for the lightweight championship. You should be in between 135 and 140, right? But you're fighting for the super middleweight championship. The weight class is that's super welterweight. Excuse me. You're fighting for the super lightweight championship, just between 135 and 140, right? Why are you coming in the ring at 165? You are not a super lightweight. So why do you have the right to fight for that title? The IBF got the right idea with the 10-pound rehydration clause and everything. That's still too much. You shouldn't be allowed to be 10 pounds over the weight class you're supposed to be fighting in. You should be between those two weights. Like welterweight, what is it, 140 and 147? Junior middleweight, 147, 154. If you're going to call yourself a middleweight, you should be between 140, 154, and 160. Case closed. Shouldn't be no kind of argument or anything about it. Roberto Duran, everybody. Next up is it's almost, I cannot believe it's almost 3 o'clock already. Next up is Benny Leonard, I believe. Yeah, I got to go back to my era. Y'all knew that. It's gonna be a couple on here from the 1900s, 20s, 30s. I just got to do it. But Benny Leonard is next. I just love that era because them guys wanted to smoke. Everybody had losses. You had champions with 10 losses because they fought everybody, man. And when you fight all the top people, you're going to get your ass beat every now and then. It's just champion or not. Somebody going to have your number on some night. When you cherry picking, fighting the number 15th contender, people like that every night, you're going to keep that old. But back then, they didn't do that. That's why I love that era. Benny Leonard is next. There he is. That was the style back then, part down the middle. White, black, whatever, that was the style. Part right down the middle. Benny had it. Now, Benny fought 21 years, so 1911 to 1932. Yeah, old school, Devin should be a super middleweight. If he's going to come in the ring at 165, I don't have nothing against Devin. Anybody. If Tank going to come in the ring, Tank is my favorite fighter. But if he's going to come in the ring at 165, he should be a super middleweight, not a lightweight. Okay? Devin, Tank, Loma, anybody. If you're weighing 165, you should come down there and get in the ring and fight super middleweight, weighing between 160 and 168, not 140. Okay? Now, Regis, when he fought Devin, he was over 142. So both of them was wrong. I don't think Regis was 165, but he was over 140. So they both, like I said, nobody fights at their weight except heavyweights who don't have a weight limit. Okay. Any other weight class, at the time of the fight, neither one of those fighters are fighting at the weight class that they are assigned to. Never. Even the little small guys. Never. That's right, Albert. That's what old school was saying. It will never happen. It will never happen. We're just saying what should happen if the stuff was done right. But it will never happen. Let's talk about Benny. I get to run in my mouth about stuff, and then it'll be 4 o'clock, time for the voice. Benny Leonard. Like I said, 1911 to 1932. He had 96 total fights. 189, lost 6, 1 draw, 70 knockouts. And see, 1 draw is strange back then. Them guys had 8, 9, 15 draws. I don't know why. There was always a lot of draws back in that era. I know they fought a lot, but still, that's a lot of draws. But Benny only had 1. Benny only had 1. Okay. Now, Benny was from, come on, Benny. Thing ain't moving. Okay, Benny was from, oh man, where were you from, Benny? I went past it. Bear with me. I was talking, and Benny was from New York City, New York. Okay. Remo homeboy. Remo and Ant homeboy. Okay. Benny didn't have an amateur career at all. Okay. Kind of learned on the job. But he did a lot of boxing and fighting in the neighborhood, right? That was his amateur career, fighting other people on the street. Okay. Now, he didn't have the best chin, okay, but he had everything else. Amazing power, speed, reflexes, footwork, beautiful jab. Dictated most of his fights. Now, his chin was his only issue with Benny Leonard. He was a bad boy. Rose to the 135 ranks with no problems. Some of the names from the day he beat: Rocky Kansas, Shamus O'Brien, Phil Bloom. He got his first shot at the title against Freddie Welsh, who's also on this list. Okay. He stopped Freddie in the 9th round. Okay. He successfully defended his title 8 times. Used his power and skill to conquer Jimmy Duffy, Richie Mitchell, Rocky Kansas again, Lou Tendler, Buster Brown. He used a hard and accurate jab, great footwork, fast and powerful straight right hands and hooks to destroy and dominate his opponents. And one thing about Benny, he was always in tip-top condition, okay? Kind of like a Floyd. He was a gym rat. Benny Leonard, everyone. Okay. Everyone enjoying the show? Okay, hit the text the chat real quick. Everybody hit that like button for me, please. You know, I mean the appreciation button. For anybody that don't know, in the JBT, we call the like button the appreciation button. Okay, next up is Sweet Pea. Pernell Whitaker. Okay, it's Sweet Pea. Pernell Whitaker. Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea fought for 17 years from 1984 2001. 1984 Olympian. 45 fights, 140, lost 4, 1 draw, 17 by way of knockout, okay? From Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. Down there where Keyshawn, right? Norfolk, yeah, okay. Sweet Pea got killed a few years ago, unfortunately, at a young age. I think he got hit by a car. But he won a gold medal in the 1984 Olympic Games. He was part of that night of gold they had at the Garden in '84. It was 4 Olympians. Man, I forgot who it was now. Sweet Pea and 3 other Olympians from that '84 team made their pro debut on the same night. That 76, 80, 84 teams were fired. 3 of the best U.S. Olympic teams ever. Of course, the 80 team didn't go, due to politics. I hated that, man. Yeah, that was a fire team. But he is one of the top left-handed boxers in history, as well as the best defensive boxers of all time. Him, Willie Pep, Floyd, probably the top 3 defensive boxers of all time. Willie Pep would probably be junior lightweight or something like that. A little further now. Now, Sweet Pea didn't have one-punch power, but he had a beautiful jab and super beautiful footwork. Now, he worked the body well. And of course, he was a defensive wizard. Hard to hit. Almost nothing is impossible, but Sweet Pea was damn near impossible to hit, man. And he dominated in that lightweight division from the day he came on the scene, man. Textbook offense and outstanding defense to go through the ranks. Top contenders like Roger Mayweather, Alfredo Lane, Miguel Santana, okay? He got his first title against Greg Hargan through a shutout against Hargan. Made 8 defenses before he vacated the title. Some of the names he knocked off. And he became undisputed. That was in the 3-belt era, right? We didn't have a WBO at that time. But Sweet Pea was undisputed, okay? Some of the names he knocked off when he was making those 8 defenses: Jose Luis Ramirez, Fred Pendleton, Azuma Nelson, Juan Nazario, and Jorge Paez. Sweet Pea used to box circles around his opponents, okay? And Sweet Pea could stand right there in front of you, and you still couldn't hit him. He didn't always have to box circles around. He could stand right there in front of you, and you still couldn't hit Sweet Pea. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, everybody. Defensive wizard. Okay, him and Floyd used to spar too. But see, that was back in the day where sparring was sparring. You didn't go around on social media bragging about we didn't have social media. You didn't go around bragging about who won and all that kind of stuff. But sparring's not for a winner or loser. It's for training purposes, to own your craft. But nowadays it's become a contest. So you can come out and put the tape out and go on Twitter bragging about you beat so-and-so in sparring. But it counts nothing on your record, so I don't get it. But next up is will be Carlos Ortiz. Yeah, Carlos was let me make sure it's Carlos Ortiz. Yeah, it's Carlos. Let's go to Carlos. Yeah, I think Carlos might have been my number one on the Puerto Rican list. I can't remember, but he's next. There's Carlos. Come on, Carlos. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Carlos Ortiz is number 4. Everybody all right? This Miss Cass with the pink hand. Salute, Miss Cass. Everybody all right this Monday afternoon? In a couple hours it'll be Friday, and I'll be telling y'all have a good weekend again. We didn't have Saturday this weekend. Okay, Carlos Ortiz. Now, Carlos, he had a long career, 17 years, from 1955 to 1972. Had 69 fights, 61 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, and 30 knockouts. Wasn't no big-time knockout guy. Of course, Puerto Rico, born in Ponce, Puerto Rico. He had a short amateur career too. Only 40 fights in the amateurs for Carlos. Wow. Yeah. That's short for amateur. 40 fights. Okay. Now he was very skillful. Jab, right hand, and footwork could dominate opponents. Excellent speed and reflexes. Had a rock solid beard, Carlos did. Rock solid. Now, Carlos always came into the ring with multiple game plans, okay? Multiple game plans when he came in there. And he tore through the lightweight division. Because he came down, okay? Something that very rarely happens. You have fighters gain weight and go up. He started at welterweight and came down to lightweight, okay? He's also was a champion at welterweight too now. He got his first lightweight title, beat Hall of Famer Joe Brown, who's on this list. 15-round decision. He made 4 successful defenses. He lost to Ismael Laguna, but he got it back in the rematch by decision over Laguna. Then he made 5 more defenses while the time caught up with him, and then he retired. Carlos Ortiz. So we're moving fast today. We're going to learn. I think we're going to drop the link today because that's number 4 already. Number 5 is Ike Williams. See, I went back a lot on this one. I'm sorry. But hey, it's good to hear about these old school boxers, man. Ike Williams is number 5. Okay? Now, Ike, Ike fought from 1940 to 1955, okay? Ike had 156 fights. He won 128, he lost 24, and Ike had 4 draws. They had 61 knockouts, okay? Born in Brunswick, Georgia, Southern boy. Look like a Southern boy, don't he? Yeah, look like that guy fighting is on his way. Looked like he's asleep on his feet. Definitely got his eyes closed. Okay, now Ike, he had limited boxing experience before he turned pro. What just happened? Bear with me for a second. Boy. Yeah, here we go. He had limited boxing experience before he turned pro. Okay. Now he was kind of like, remember Cotto? He didn't do any one thing great, but did everything else very well. You know what I mean? Yeah. He had very fast hands, excellent footwork, lightning quick reflexes, and the heart of a lion. He was kind of like Bud. Took a couple rounds, downloaded information, you know. Then he was started to break them down. Okay. Thing of beauty to watch Ike fight. The way he downloaded and then started breaking boxes down. He would have been a tough out in any era. Ike Williams would have. You know. But like I said, he had limited experience when he started, so he learned on the job. Okay. And he lost a few fights. That's why he had 24 losses, because he lost a lot of fights early. Because remember, he was learning after he turned professional. Okay. He was perfecting his craft. But eventually, he got it together, man. Started beating top ranked guys. Samuel Angot, Willie Joyce, Dorsey Lay. Got his first title shot against Ron DeRita and knocked him out in 2 rounds. I guess he didn't download when he got that first title shot. He got his man out of there in 2 rounds. Yeah. Made 8 successful defenses before losing his title. Okay. Some of those defenses were Ace Miller, Ronnie James, Tippy Larkin, Bob Montgomery, Kid Gavilan, and Bo Jack. Not Bo Mack, Bo Jack. Okay. Ike Williams. I'm going to look up Bo Jack. Ike Williams was number 5, everybody. Hope y'all enjoy these little things. I enjoy them. Nakes is my homeboy. Gregory Pratt in here? Our homeboy is Nakes, Gregory Pratt. Yeah. D40 with she on the phone talking to our daughter now. She's not even in here. She be in and out. Miss Chat does. Miss Cass does. I said Miss Chat. Miss Cass does. But she appreciates the greeting. Salute to D for the win. Okay, next is Joe Gans, my homeboy, fellow Baltimorean, Joe Gans. I gotta drop down a little bit to get Joe's picture up there. Oh, I did it. There's Joe. I'd be scared every time I have to do something that the whole chat, the whole laptop, the whole live gonna just end. Come on. Here's Joe Gans. Okay, Joe Gans. Yeah. Now, Joe, 16 years. Yeah. Joe fought from 1893 to 1909. Okay. Joe had 193 fights. This is unbelievable here. Check this out. He won 160, lost 12. Now, check this out. He had 21 draws. 21 draws. That's a lot of draws, ain't it? And he had 101 knockouts. God damn. I told you back then, the 21 draws is unbelievable, man. Wow. Okay, let me see what's happening in the chat. Thomas Hill, now, my guy. Because if a fighter cannot make the fight on fight day, then the fight is off. No, Al Booker, this is what I would say would happen. Now, weigh in just before you go to the ring. Now, say you're the champion and you don't make weight. The belt is not on the line. Okay, you lose it, just like they do now. You lose it, but it's up to your challenger if he still wants to take the fight. They can still fight. It's just not for the title, right? So the fight don't have to be off, Al Booker. just like they do now. Shakur missed weight against Constance Conceição, but they still fought. But he just was stripped of the title. So the fight don't have to be off. Now, if the challenger missed weight, then the champion automatically retains his title. It's not on the line, but if the champion still wants to fight the challenger, you still fight, which they probably will because they done went through a whole training camp. So no, Al Burger, the fight don't have to be off. The title was just not on the line anymore if you miss weight, just like they do now. If you miss weight on the day before weigh-in, the fight is not necessarily off. If it's a title fight, the title is just not on the line. But the fight don't have to be off. No. Mm-mm. Okay. Man, y'all been talking a lot. Okay. Well, I was wondering about that because they used to do same-day weigh-ins, as you probably know. But some fights got messed up in the 80s, so they stopped. No, the reason they stopped was health reasons, Al Booker. Time to put the weight back on slowly. Okay, put weight back on slowly, get the water and stuff. It wasn't because of the fights getting messed up. Same-day weigh-ins was stopped for health reasons. Okay, yeah, it wasn't because of the fights getting messed up. No, so you could have more time to get the weight back on and rehydrate and everything, right? It wasn't because of the fights stop. It was because of health reasons. Yeah, that's why same-day weigh-ins was stopped. Thomas Hill, the weight bullies need to be forced to fight in the... That's right, old school. Why heavyweight division? Why say this is for the 135 title, but the man fighting at 150? It don't make sense. And these for the win said they just announced Bud as a free agent and the time for the rematch has passed. He really must have wanted Canelo. Oh, man. Breaking news from D for the win. Bud is a free agent and the time for the rematch with Spence has passed. He really must have wanted Canelo. Wow. Old school says, look how some of these fighters today look after the weigh-in. Stumley and Draney and same-day weigh-ins would force the guys to fight in the right divisions. Yeah, but that's why they stopped same-day weigh-ins, old school, for health matters. Give you more time to rehydrate, get the water and stuff back in your system. Give you the extra day instead of just having to do it. Go in there all rehydrated after you force yourself down to the weight and then have to fight right away that day. No. Yeah. Yeah, Canelo right. Good point before the win. Canelo left. Now Bud leaves. Yeah. Yep. That is a very excellent point. But breaking news from D for the win. Bud has left PBC. The time for the Earl fight has passed. And Canelo left and then Bud leaves. Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. But we are on Joe Smith. Oh no, Joe Gans, excuse me. Joe Gans. Now I just said it was 302, now it's 318. I told y'all about this time. And it went up there in space. And that is the speed of the Earth up. And he up there at that space shuttle looking at it turning faster. They don't know how to get it back to normal. Miss Cass think I'm crazy. Y'all probably do too, but watch. It's going to come out. They ain't going to tell us, but we're going to find out one day. They don't get up there and mess something up. They always do, but they don't tell us. Now, Joe Gans was born in Baltimore, Maryland, home of Cass Sports and Tank Davis and Gregory Pratt. And senior. But Joe Gans was born in Baltimore, Maryland. He had a limited amateur career before turning professional. Now, Gans has got a lot of credit for making uppercuts, footwork, an important part of the sport. Joe Gans gets credit, a lot of credit for making those, because he started in 1893, And back then, they was basically just how he's standing there, standing in front of each other, just swinging away, Joe Gans put uppercuts and footwork into it. Okay, I can see that, yeah. Because remember, them old fights back in the 1800s, two men just come to the middle and touch that mark. The referee say, toe the mark, then go, and boom, they just stand there like two rock'em sock'em robots going at it. Old Joe started footwork and uppercuts on him, yeah. And he had slick footwork, a nice uppercut, educated jab, top-rated power in both hands. And hand and foot speed were also part of Joe's game. Go ahead, homeboy. And his only fault was his chin. So, which would let him down at times. So back in that era, yeah, he had to start that footwork. Because if you had no chin back then, you was in trouble. Because they stood there and just wailed it out back in them 1800s. Yeah, so Joe had to invent footwork, man. Because without a chin back then, it says to let him down sometimes too. So Joe said, I better start me some footwork. I can't stay here with these guys and just swing. And he was a natural fighter though. But he had some good teachers too. And along with his natural power, all those other assets made him a problem. Now, some of the guys back around that time, Steve Crosby, Jack Bennett, Jack Ryan, were all some of his victims. And he got his first title shot against Frank Ern. I used to heard him called Frankie Ern, but Frank Ern. Knocked Frank out in one round. Yeah. One round. And he defended his title 15 times. Okay, before he finally lost it to Gus Gardner. Some of his victims were Willie Fitzgerald, Jack Blackburn, Battling Nelson. I noticed there was a lot of guys named Battling back then with the nickname Battling. Yeah. Okay. Joe Gans. Okay. Now we are at number 7. Freddie Welsh. Yeah. Sorry, a lot of guys from back then. Okay. Here's Freddie Welsh. Now that's an old picture. Do you think Joe Gans was an old picture? Look at that. Freddie Welsh. Let me get back to the chat. Al Booger. Okay, Al Booger says, D, I'm happy they're moving on from that fight. They did it. Now they go separate ways here. Yeah, we didn't want to see Bud bringing nobody else up from them lower weight classes, man. I mean, Canelo. I didn't. Fight a super middleweight, man. Now, if you fight Jaime, Jaime's on his fight against John Ryder. That was his first fight at super middleweight. Yeah, because he was fighting at 160, wasn't he? And then if you fight Maul ain't never fought at super middleweight before. Berlanga. So Berlanga. Canelo will spark him out of here. That won't be hard. That'll be like taking out the trash. I ain't calling the man trash, but against Canelo, I ain't got Berlanga doing too much. He ain't gonna be in there elbowing him and hitting him low like he did that guy Saturday. And he ain't gonna bite him neither. He gonna have the utmost respect for Canelo, like they all do. Jaime talking about, I'm honored to be in the ring with you. Mel looking like he about to ask him for his autograph. Remember the press conference? Mel was all stargazing at Canelo. That was not Mel. Mel usually be like, in this press conference, like he ready to fight right then. But he was all respectful and smiley in the Canelo press. What the hell was going on? Then he got in the fight in later age. I think Maul will be a little bit better in the fight than Mel. Yeah, he'll lose, but I think Maul will be a little bit more aggressive. And, Mel was just, I had never seen Mel like that before, man. He wasn't no lion. He was a cub. He was just timid all through the whole promotion, remember? That was crazy. It really was crazy. Okay. Oscar says, man, I hope Bud can find a fight and he's forced to retire since he wants to screw EJ out of his rematch. EJ gave that dude way too much to have him screw EJ over. Yeah, EJ gave up a lot. Earl just wanted to fight, I mean, I thought the rematch, but D says it's past the time, so I don't know, man. It's crazy. I'm just, but Al Booker's right. It's over. Go your separate ways, man. They really didn't get this. We got to see one, Me too, D, for the win. I would like to see him fight Boots. Yeah. He better not fight at welterweight again and don't fight Boots. He's going to be called a duck. Because Boots was his mandatory. He had to give up a belt. So if you fight, it better be at 54. Because if you fight at welterweight and it's not Boots, that's a duck, man. That's a duck. That's what I say. If Bud fights at welterweight again and it's not Boots, then that's officially a duck, man. Yes, it is. That's what me personally, that's a duck. What y'all think about that? If you fight at welterweight and it's not Boots, that's a duck, man. Now, old school says, whether we wanted to see the rematch or not, Bud owed EJ, period. This is exactly why I can't stand Bud. Because he's a low-down individual out of the ring. Old school hard on him. Old school hard on my main man, Bud. So who is this? Who's this guy up there? Freddie Welch. Yeah, old school. Oh, Freddie Welch. Bear with me for a minute, everybody. Yeah, old school hard on old Bud. Yeah, but you kind of right, old school, because Bud, Earl gave up a lot to get that fight, and for Bud to just walk away from it like that is definitely not right, man. It's definitely not right. But I don't know. Earl had another surgery and all. You got to take all that in consideration too. But look how long they waited for the first one, so he could have waited, man. Yeah, Bud was wrong for that. Should have gave Earl his fight, man. I think. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes, you know. You know, that's our sport, man, but we love it. Freddie Welch. Now, Freddie fought 17 years. Okay. He went from 1905 to 1922. Yeah, but you're right, old school. Bud owed that man something. Old school says D for the win. Bud will not fight Boots at all. Bud wants no part of that, y'all. So I don't think so. I don't think he do either, old school. D for the win says, I don't know what weight. If he fights for average, to how much money, it's clear he's avoiding Boots. That's right, D for the win. That's because fighting Iran is like looking in the mirror. That's exactly right. That is a great point. Yeah. Switch hitters, downloads. Like looking in the mirror, looking at himself, a younger version of himself. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Booger says, Bud is not fighting Boots under any circumstance. EJ gave up his 8-side status and Bud should have honored the rematch. Yeah, old school, you're right. He said multiple times he's not fighting Boots. And he means it, Al Booger. He means it. He means that. He's not fighting Boots. He means that. But Freddie Welch, from 1905 to 1922. Now, he's not a name that jumps out like the other men on this list, but Welch, nonetheless, he was a standout lightweight with a great pedigree of success. Now, he didn't win the title until 1914. Took him 9 years. But he did distinguish himself early in his career. Some nice fights, including a 1908 draw with Packy McFarland, when Packy McFarland was 49-0. He beat Hall of Famer Abe Attell. And he beat Jim Driscoll. Jim Driscoll was 53-1 when he beat him. Okay. So he had some big wins. Knocked out Ad Walgas. Beat a whole lot of leading men of the era. They lost to Benny Leonard, of course. Everybody lost to Benny. Now, a lot of tough matches caught up with him. He finally lost his title to Leonard. Okay. Kind of shorten up a little bit. I wanted to drop the rich. So that was Freddie Welch. This is number 8. Was Lou Ambers. Lou Ambers is number 8. That's Lou Ambers. Okay. Anybody coming? No. Okay. Now Lou Ambers fought for he just fought 9 years, 1932 to 1941. Now he's kind of like Welch. He's not on many of these lists. But it's hard to deny him. Because some of his people he beat was Hall of Famers. Fritzy Zivic, Baby Arizmendi 2 times, Tony Canzoneri twice. Now y'all done heard me talk about all these names. Okay, Fritzy Zivic, Baby Arizmendi twice, Tony Canzoneri twice, Pedro Martinez, and Henry Armstrong. Okay, beat all of them. Lou Ambrose did. And they beat Tony Canzoneri for the title. But the Tony Canzoneri he beat had seen better days. He was still a hell of a fighter around that time he beat him, okay? So, yeah. Lou Ambrose, not one of the top lightweights that you might hear on top 10 lists, but he was still a decent fighter. Okay. Number 9, Joe Brown, 2 more. Okay. Yeah. Joe Brown. Now, Joe Brown fought from 1943 to 1970. What's up, Gregory Pratt in the building? PP, what's happening? Gregory Pratt, aka GP. Hashtag JBT. Salute. Good to see you. My fellow Baltimorean. Just going through this little lightweight division a little bit today, that's all. But welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the History Channel, aka the Boxtorian. Not the historian, the Boxtorian. And aka 2 o'clock sharp. Okay, Joe Brown. Yeah, he fought from 43 to 70. He had a record of 122 wins, 47 losses. There we go again, 14 draws. That's a lot of draws. 56 knockouts. Now he's from Louisiana. He won the lightweight title in 1956. Okay. He was a classic boxer and a knockout puncher. He was known as the Creole Clouter and Old Bones. He was named Ring Magazine's Fighter of the Year in 1961. Now, he was inducted into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame in 1978, the World Boxing Hall of Fame in 1987, and the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1996. Now, he started boxing at the age of 17, and he made his professional debut on January 15, 1943. Okay? He won a 4-round decision over Ringer Thompson. Now, he had a break in his career between 43 and 45 due to being returned. He beat some notable boxers of the period, such as Virgil Atkins, Isaac Logard, and Teddy Red Top Davis. Now, some managers viewed Brown as too dangerous, and they steered their fighters away from him. Okay? Now, like I say, he was a knockout. He was a classic boxer with knockout power. Okay? Very skilled, standing at 5 feet 7.5 inches with a long reach and solid left hand. Now, it took him a while, but he finally earned the title shot when he outpointed reigning champion Wallace Bud Smith in a non-title fight in 1956. Then 4 months later, in a title fight with Smith, this time he beat him by a 15-round split decision to become lightweight champion. Okay? Now, the following year in his first defense, he knocked Smith out for the 3rd fight, this time in the 11th round. He made 11 successful defenses of his title against 10 contenders before losing it to Carlos Ortiz in 1962. Remember, Carlos was on this list too. Brown fought for another 8 years after he lost his title, but he never regained it. And he retired in 1970 at 44 years old. And the last one on the list is Ken Buchanan. Okay, there's Ken. Okay, last one on the list is Ken Buchanan. Okay. Now, Ken fought from 17 years, 1965 to 1982. He had 69 fights, won 61, lost 8 of them. Okay, 27 knockouts. I'm going to drop the link after this. can chop it up. Anybody want to chop it up for like 25 minutes before the voice comes in here? Now, Ken Buchanan was born in Edinburgh, Scotland. Okay. Turned professional on September 20, 1965. He won his first 33 fights in a row. Okay. And he won, in the process, he won both the Scottish and British lightweight titles before he came to the United States and gained worldwide recognition. He held multiple championships at lightweight. He had the WBA title. He had the Ring Magazine title from 1970 to 72. And he had the World Box WBC title in 1971. He was briefly undisputed. You know, two-belt undisputed at the time was WBA and WBC. Okay. Yeah. Mike Mason said Bud is his #1 fighter. Okay, Mike. I ain't gonna hold that against you, Mike. Okay. But yeah, Mike, Bud is not a bad fighter. Old school say he don't like him outside the ring. Now Buchanan, yeah, he had a brief reign as undisputed champion. Okay. Now he first became champion after he went to Puerto Rico to meet Ismael Laguna, the lightweight champion, in 1970. He won a 15-round decision to become champion. And he held the title until 1962 when he lost it to Roberto Duran. Like I was saying, by a controversial decision, controversial stoppage, right? Buchanan and his team thought it was a low blow, but the referee didn't, and that's who counts, right? Yep. Okay. So he retired. First retirement was in 1976. Okay. Now Buchanan was a talented and clever boxer with a nice classic boxing style about him, accompanied by a beautiful left jab. Now he came out of retirement in 1978, but he never got another title shot, and he retired for good in 1982. In 2000, he was elected to the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and in 2002, he was inducted into the Scottish Hall of Fame. Let me drop the link, okay? I haven't did that in a while. We got 25 minutes. Anybody want to chop it up? We can chop it up for a little while. 25 minutes until the voice comes in here. 4 o'clock Shawty. Y'all know who that is. Better known as Just Do Boxing. Okay. Link is coming. Bear with me. But everybody doing okay this Monday? This is a Pro Box week again, remember? So yeah. We got Pro Box coming up this week. I'm going to preview that Wednesday afternoon. Tomorrow, we get a look at what's going to be happening on this week's hashtag Let's Talk Fashion from Remo. I got to get the screen and everything back right too before I drop the link. That might take me the last 25 minutes of the show to do that. No, it won't. I'm getting kind of good at this, not bragging. But yeah, we got the quiz history test coming up. One winner. We got a nice prize. There we go. Gotta get my ring back in here. I like my background ring. Then the link coming in. Everybody hit the link. I mean the like. Not the link, the like. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Appreciate everybody stopping by today. Oh, the ring went right past me. Damn. There it is. Get in there, ring. There it is. Okay, now the link. Okay. I guess those are comments on the screen. There we go. Well, y'all, I really appreciate y'all. I got like 47 comments today. I think that's right. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to look at the junior lightweight division. We're going all the way through, okay? Uh, you like pro box old school game? I do too. Old up and coming fighters leaving the ring. They not, yeah. No, they not showing up for a check. They trying to make it. They trying to get noticed, you know. And this last guy, Angelo Leo, he was on there a couple weeks ago. He should be just about in line for a title shot down there. He's a former champion. Bomac was on there in December. Bomac had two fighters on. He had Keyshawn's brother. I forgot his name on there, and he had another fighter one time. Yeah. So pro box is a up and coming thing, man. Yeah, I like it. And McQueen put me down with it last year, and I've been on it ever since. Him and the mayor of YouTube Boxing, Thomas Hill. Yeah. And of course we got AJ and Nagano next Friday. I thought it was this Friday, but that fight just snuck up on us. I remember when they were just negotiating and talking about that. Now that's next Friday, the 8th. And then we got Amanda Serrano this weekend, and she's getting 12 3-minute rounds because the WBC wouldn't sanction them. So guess what Amanda did? She dropped it. Dropped the WBC. And the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO are sanctioning the 12 3-minute rounds for. So I'm saying more women should do that. Forget the WBC, just drop it. And I bet you when they don't have no champions in that women's fighting and the sanctioning fees stop, they'll start sanctioning those 12 3-minute round fights for them. Because the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA are all down for it. Yeah, she's fighting so more women can get that, man. Because it's not fair. You know, championship fights, 10 rounds, 2 minutes. Because 2 minutes, you just get yourself going in that 1 minute. Now you only got 1 more minute left in the round. At least for the minute, you got that first minute, you get going good, get your game plan working, got your instructions you just heard in between rounds. Now you got another minute. You got 2 more minutes to go. But the women, they got to, you fight different. Because you're getting in that first minute over, it's all downhill. Then before you know, the round's 30 seconds left. So yeah, Amanda's changing that stuff, man. Like I said, the WBC wouldn't sanction it. She said, here, take your belt back, because I don't want it. More women should do that, okay? And the WBC start losing those sanctioning fees, they'll start sanctioning them. I don't understand what the reasoning is for that, Why they don't give the women the 12 3-minute rounds. I don't understand it. Oh, shit, old school. What the hell? Oh, I'm killing time. Damn, I'm school. Well, it ain't working, old school. Oh! I know exactly what I did. My bad, old school. I don't even know how to do this anymore, man. We might not have no link today, because I forgot how to do it. If this don't work. Got a brain lock. Okay, here we go. Yeah, but those women deserve their rounds just like the men do, I think. Just 2 minutes. I've seen a lot of times. Amanda Serrano would have stopped Katie Taylor if she would have had 3 minutes. And so would Michaela Mayer in their first fight. I mean, Chantel. I forget, which one did she fight? Michaela Mayer or Chantel? They would also stop Katie Taylor. I don't know, man. Go box. Oh, yeah, Aunt McQueen is in here. Salute to Aunt McQueen. In the building. Yeah, Aunt McQueen and Thomas Hill was the ones that put me down with that go box. I heard we got a Something big coming from Casual's Corner. Looking forward to that. Casual's Corner is always big. What you talking about? I don't know, old school. I had to pass up the link for today. Not working. I don't know. Oh boy. Let me see something. We're running out of time. We're running out of time. But okay. Then old school probably have to work tomorrow. But yeah, what y'all think about that? The women in the 3-minute rounds. I think they deserve it. There's a lot going on in boxing right now. Great time to be a boxing fan. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn, old school. I know what the hell I did. My bad. Well, we still got 15 minutes, old school. My bad. This don't work. Yeah. Stay with me for a minute. Yo, Edgar, did y'all see that fight? Edgar was elbowing, hitting low. That's a dirty dude, man. You know, that's the same guy that bit the guy in the last fight. Remember? Shit. Guy is filthy. And he didn't have to do that. He was gonna knock the guy out anyway. I bet you he won't do that to Canelo. And he ain't gonna bite Canelo neither. He did his Mike Tyson special. I don't know. It's the last one. Did his Mike Tyson special. Yeah. But everybody enjoyed the show today. We'll be back tomorrow too. I ain't gone yet. We got The Voice coming up at 4 o'clock, of course. Just Do Boxing. Still ain't working old school. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on today, man. Not my day. Yet. I'll figure it out after the show's over. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And yeah, we done ran out of time now. It was working. What are you talking about? Oh, Ed got it. How come old school can't get it? I thought old
Because I
school
used
said
the
the
old noodle.
Huh?
I said I used the old noodle.
Oh, okay.
I copied it, I pasted, and I added a .com to it.
Oh,
I had to
okay.
go through some MacGyver in the.
Yeah. Okay. So what's going on?
Chilling.
Oh
What's
yeah,
the deal? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing okay. What was this? Dave was talking about something going on with the Casuals Corner. Something new coming? Or something?
There's the link right there. I just posted it if anybody else wants to click it.
Oh, there you go, old school. If you're still out there. Oh, yeah, I see exactly what I did there. Yeah, just hit it now, old school, that's all.
There you go.
But you got, oh, there it is. Okay. We still got about 10 minutes. Now it says they would need to connect their mic and cam before. There you go, old school. Now you're good. Okay. We made it.
Damn, that was complicated.
I see exactly what I did now. Yeah.
Yeah, usually it comes up a certain color or something. It wasn't doing that. It was and then when you tried to hit it, it was coming in like a comment, whether you wanted to block the comment or whatever.
Yeah, I see exactly where I went wrong at now. I see how Ant did it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's going on, fellas?
Look, I have nothing against Bud as a fighter. Dude can fight.
Right.
Now, is he as good as everybody says? I don't know, because he didn't fight the version of EJ that he should have fought.
Right.
The EJ he fought, damn near anybody at 147 could have beat. I mean, I ain't never seen Errol look that bad in a fight. Errol looked pathetic in that fight.
Maybe Bud has something to do with him looking that bad, though, old school.
No, that had nothing to do with that, dude. No, Errol couldn't even take a little measly ass jab, bro. I've seen Errol take some whacks before. No.
Yeah.
He couldn't even take a damn jab.
It's because he was reaching and he was off balance. How often did people catch him in that position and actually capitalize on it?
He's been caught before. I'm saying
in that type of position where he's that far over his front foot. Most of the time, once he gets rolling downhill,
he looks
guys don't
wobbly.
take advantage of it. It doesn't mean that those opportunities weren't there before.
He didn't look right before he got in the ring. And I was telling people that when I was watching the fight. When he was on his way to the ring, I said, he don't look right for some damn reason. Then he gets in the ring, he looked weak. Then I started getting wilder flashbacks. I'll be honest.
Wilder flashbacks.
Yeah. When Wilder looked in that second fight on his way to the ring, looking all drained and shit, that's the flashbacks I was catching watching EJ walk to the ring.
I don't know. I was just I attributed a lot of it to Bud making him look that way.
No, that wasn't it, dude. That wasn't it at all.
Okay.
It was a combination of both.
Yeah.
And the sooner we're willing to admit that, then we could just move on and just block it out of our minds and just
look. That's why we needed the rematch to see.
Check out that link right there with Old School that I put in there. He was doing the same shit in the Ugas fight. Ugas just couldn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He wasn't right. That was correct. I don't believe.
Did him that way.
Danny did not test him when they fought. Danny went in there for a damn paycheck. And I said that when they fought. Ugas actually came to fight.
Right? Wasn't that the first fight after the wreck? The Danny fight, right?
Right. And all Danny did was show up for a check. Period. Go back and look at that fight close. Danny showed up for a check. And then when he fought Ugas didn't have a ton of power. You know?
Wait. But in between that, it was another crash. It was another detached retina.
Yep.
There was a lot that went on. So I'm not going to say it was just Danny. Danny caught up a little bit of the depletion, but he didn't get the rest.
Right.
Yeah, but Danny's also not the fighter that Bud is either. Exactly. And I was going to say that too. If your mom tell you take out the trash, you take out the trash. If the man came in there looking like trash, he took care of the trash. I can't be mad at the man.
Yeah. It wasn't Bud's fault.
Well, I said, when y'all get a chance, click that link that I dropped in the box.
Okay.
Because Ugas came out, he issued that statement. That wasn't the same guy that I faced. And he was doing the same exact shit in the fight against Ugas that he did against Bud. Only difference is one is a superior technician and he was able to take advantage of it and exploit it.
Right.
It just is what it is. And I'm not saying that he's at 100% because I completely agree that over time, it seems as though his motor skills and his balance, his speed, his precision, some of those things have eroded quite a bit. But I don't think that just anybody at 147 is doing them like that. Like, hell no. Bud is just really that good. And then
the guy who showed up that night,
your man stopped 11 straight people at 147. All of these guys can't just be completely damaged. Some of these guys had never been stopped before. Quite a few of them had never been stopped before.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and when you go and you look at things under closer inspection and you see the way that he's getting them up out of there, it's catching them with shit that they don't see. Him setting traps. Like, the man is just that good.
I don't know. It sure would have made it clear if he'd have fought EJ in the rematch with EJ being 100%.
Crawford is that good. He's that good. Because everybody ain't doing Errol Spence like that. Even that Errol Spence. Errol Spence said out of his own mouth, he said, I'm not 100% what I used to be, but I'm damn sure a lot better than these other fighters.
And I think GP was just dropped the link again or something.
He didn't prove it that night.
There it is.
Yo, hold on. As the president of the casual community, and you spoke on the casuals, I just want everybody to put some respect on the casuals' names because the casuals are the driving force of the money in all sports.
Right.
And the reason why they put boxing on Super Bowl weekend and on NASCAR weekend and all these other weekends associated with other sports because they are trying to get casual eyes to tune in randomly. And only casuals invite 30 people to their house and provide chicken wings and French fries and all this other shit because they want to have casual fun. Girls show up and follow after sports athletes because they are the most casual, but they know what comes along with being casual is being next to certain athletes. So that's my little spiel. I'm giving a shout out to the casuals, man.
Okay. Shout out to the casuals.
Let's face it, we've lost so many real boxing fans through the past few years, it ain't even funny. If it wasn't for the casuals buying fight, boxing would be in the toilet.
That's right. Yeah.
That's always been the case, though. That's always been the case, though, because a lot of these events are spectacles. I mean, just recently I was at the Garden. I can guarantee you a lot of the people who are in there is not just diehard Knicks fans. You got a lot of people who go to Madison Square Garden because, you know, it's just a place to go. It's an attraction. So regardless of what's going in there, people want to be in there. It just is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That is so true. That's where it's
but as for the Bud outside the ring, look, my dad taught me when I was a kid, if a man don't have a word, he's less of a man. Meaning, if he lies, he's less of a man. I can't stand a liar. I can't stand Eddie Hearn, which is why I call him Lying Eddie Germ. I can't stand Bill Haney. And Bud outside the ring, I can't stand him outside the ring. He's a damn good boxer, but I can't stand him outside the ring. If you're gonna sit there and lie to people, bro, no. It shows lack of character.
What did he lie about, Old School?
Dude, he kept lying repeatedly. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at all the shit. I had a bunch of shit, though, I caught him in.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to know.
Cash Sports, I'm going to tell you what it is. A lot of us were Errol Spence fans. He whooped Errol Spence's ass, and we still upset about that.
Yeah.
Because there was none of this talk about Bud Crawford before that happened.
I was talking about it before.
Before July 29th, there were no questions about this man's character or anything. We weren't like looking at his idiosyncrasies under a microscope. You whooped Errol's ass, and we feel some type of way about it. And it's okay to feel some type of way about it. There are people who still dislike Antonio Tarver because he knocked out Roy Jones.
Yeah.
There's still people who probably feel some way about Larry Holmes because he whooped Muhammad Ali's ass. It just is what it is.
Well, I must be the single guy, because if you go back and read my comments back in the day before they ever fought, before the fight even got made, in Knockout Boxing's comments, in Blues comments, I was dogging Bud for his lies back then.
A lot of people upset because they didn't get they wanted to see the rematch too, you know.
Yeah, bro. He owed Errol that rematch. After Errol gave up his A-side status and gave that dude every freaking thing he wanted, including a goddamn coin toss on who goes to the ring first. Hell no, that man owed him.
Mike Tyson did it. It wasn't even cool.
He don't own shit. He don't own shit. He showed up. He did his job. He did what he was supposed to do. That's the thing. This is not a meritocracy, man. The shit just don't work like that. And that's the thing, that we over personalize all of these things.
Well, that'll keep me from buying any of his fights after this.
And then whose fault is that the man just had to get cataract surgery?
That's nobody's fault there either.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But that's no reason not to honor the rematch either. After Errol gave everything up for the fight.
At what rematch are they supposed to be taking? He got to heal up. He got to get back in shape. Got to do this. Got to do that. Just had another little incident, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to put that on him, so I'm not too sure. But I do know he just had to have cataract surgery. Shit, if we keeping it real, this fight probably would have happened several years ago if he didn't have those mishaps or miscues, whatever you want to call them. It wasn't just like this guy was avoiding Errol Spence. Nah, he had shit going on. Because remember, Errol Spence was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao. That fight fell through and it ended up falling in Ugas's lap because of the detached retina. And then there's before that, there was the car accident and whatever else.
We might have had a fight and a rematch by now.
You know what I'm saying? And it probably would have been a much better fight too.
Yeah. Yep. It probably would have. Definitely would have. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even blame Bud for the Avenesian thing. It's like, yo, if you can get some
money. What's crazy?
The man got 7 kids. Get that paper. Get your tune up. Make sure you're in shape. And that's what a consummate professional does. He makes sure that everything is taken care of on his end. It ain't his responsibility to make sure that the other guy has everything ironed out on their end.
That's true.
All that shit sound glorious. It sounds good. No tune-ups and all that other stuff. But then when you get in there and you're talking about your timing was off because you've been inactive for damn near 2 years.
That's right. So Bud made sure that didn't happen.
Exactly. He made sure his T's were crossed and his I's were dotted. And I ain't gonna lie to you. At first, it pained me to even acknowledge that. Because I love me some Errol Spence. I love me some Errol Spence. And I wasn't always the biggest fan of Terrence Crawford. Still to this day, I'm not a big fan of Terrence Crawford. And it has nothing to do with his personality or anything outside the ring. It's just that I didn't follow his career as intimately. Right. Because I remember when Errol Spence was coming out of the Olympics and the montage of him with the American flag tied around his head and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then also looked at his background. He's originally from New York. I'm from New York.
Right.
He's first generation Jamaican like myself. You know what I mean? So I like Errol Spence. And you know how we are as people, tribalism.
That's right.
We're very tribal people. You know what I mean? We rock with our folks. Just
when
like,
you look at
we're old school. You were rooting for Regis because you're a Louisiana guy. Regis from your neck of the woods.
Right.
You rock with them. Same thing with the Charlos. Right. They're originally from Louisiana, and then they moved over to Houston.
Yeah, well,
you gonna rock with your.
I gave the Charlos to Texas, bro.
You gave them to Texas.
Damn,
that's how it is, though. So that's where my partiality to Errol Spence over Bud Crawford came from. It had nothing to do with like outside of the ring or who he was signed to. It was just like, yo, like I like this guy.
What I wanted to see was Errol get back in the ring and see if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Yeah, because I have a goddamn feeling something's wrong with his head. I still have that feeling something's wrong with his head from that car crash.
Shit, he was going over 100 miles per hour and got
I know.
out of
but I didn't want him to come back and fight at all. Let's be honest. After that car crash, and I saw the car crash, and I found out how fast he was going, I said right on the spot, the man needs to retire and not get back in the ring.
Yeah. But he got back in there and had some success until he got to Bud, you know?
Yeah, but no, dude, I still say, go back and look at that mouthpiece drop with Ugas. That man looked like he was in the cloud, like his head was in the clouds, like he wasn't even thinking. And it looked like he didn't wake up until Ugas hit him again.
But old school, you just proved what Ed was saying. Ugas couldn't take advantage of it, Bud could, right?
And then he commenced to beating the crap out of Ugas after that. Broke the man's ribs up, broke his orbital bone.
Now, you let him have dropped the mouthpiece and did that on Bud, it would have been over. Right?
Nah, you probably would have got sparked right there with that one shot.
Right then.
But again, it's like in that moment, he said that he was under the impression that his teeth had got knocked out because he had a partial in his mouth. He didn't have his permanent teeth. Because they had to replace his fronts after the car crash because his teeth were all chipped up.
Yeah, but do you honestly think if there was something wrong with Errol's head, they would have said something? I don't. Look what they did Ali. They put Ali in the freaking ring with. They put Ali in the ring with Larry Holmes, knowing Ali was losing his speech, he was losing his motor skills, and they still put him in the ring.
And he had been in the hospital for months. That same
they use you up. And then they're continually finding new people. It's a continuum.
And that was when Don King
was like, yo, you get used up, the next guy comes in.
So now the next person Errol fights. So now the next person if Errol fights, if he looks the exact same, if they don't make this dude retire, bro, I swear to God, I'm gonna go on an unhinged rant video on his team.
He just had the eye operation. I don't know. I would just like to see him retire anyway, man. You know.
Likewise.
Play with your eyes. You know, vision is like the worst handicap you can have, man. Losing your vision. You know.
Then you got people getting mad over Bud and Canelo. Canelo was never gonna fight Bud. That was the stupidest shit I heard.
Yeah,
Canelo said from day one when it was brought up to him, the man's too small. I didn't get no credit for beating Jamel up. Why the hell would I fight Bud?
And he said a long time ago it was no kind of win in it for him, you know. He would get nothing from it, you know, beating Bud. He
gets nothing out of fighting Bud.
Just think if he lost.
There's another fucking reason why he ain't gonna fight Bud.
Well, one thing I can tell about reason is it's not the if I win I'm not gonna get credit for it. It's what if I lose?
That's right.
But no,
really got the worst.
Look, if Canelo beats Bud, right? Who the hell's gonna praise him for that? He beat up a little guy. Nobody. And then nobody is gonna praise Canelo for beating up Bud.
The whole world's gonna be on him if he loses, though. The other end of it.
Exactly. The same people that gave him credit for beating Rocky Fielding and for beating what the hell is my guy's name? Yildirim.
Yeah, Yildirim and all of them.
You know what I mean? Like those are going to be the same people who would give him credit for beating Bud Crawford. Canelo fans will still give him credit.
That's all.
Canelo fans do not care. They don't care who that man fights. They don't.
They just want to.
One thing I can honestly say about Canelo, as much as I dislike the dude,
Yeah,
he has never lied about ducking people. He just ducks them.
you're right. You're right. He just does it. He
You
doesn't
know?
say anything about it. You know.
He just comes out and says, "Oh, I'm not fighting him." At least he's honest.
Yeah. Right. He just fights who he fights, and that's it. He's like, deal with it. You know.
And I think the other side of it too is that what we often neglect to mention when it comes to Canelo is that the guy's also fought a lot of good fighters, and just the nature of boxing is this: it's gonna be damn near impossible to fight everybody all at one time. And I think that Tank is in a similar position himself, where you can't fight everybody all at once. At some point, you other guys got to mix it up with each other too. You can't all just be sitting around waiting. And that's what I like what David Benavidez is doing right now. He's like, yo, if I can't get the Canelo fight, F it. I'll just go up to 175 and fight Gvozdyk, who's a damn good fighter.
That's enough.
His name may not ring out like Canelo's, but that's a damn good fighter. And it may even potentially be a more entertaining fight. And that's the other thing too that we have to look at sometimes, is that the guys that we want to see, sometimes they don't necessarily make for the most entertaining fight. It don't. Sometimes there isn't enough action to please some people. Sometimes the shit is just too one-sided to please people. And then there's always going to be somebody say, see, I told you should never fought him. He was never on his level. He was never this. He was never that. It's like, hold on. The guy was just unified with 3 belts.
That's what they're going to say, though. Okay, guys, we got to get on up out of here.
All right, Cass.
Next time I'll drop the link a little bit early, but I appreciate y'all. Old school,
Appreciate you.
Ant McQueen.
My guy, Will Old School, appreciate you too, brother. Appreciate you.
You too, Ant. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow too. Appreciate everybody again. Ant McQueen, Gregory Pratt, #JBT, Lonnie Lee, #TBT, D for the win. Old School, Al Booger, Just Do Boxing. Thomas Hill, #JBT. Thomas Morris, Mike Masick, Miss Cass, #JBT. And Remo, Ant McQueen, and Old School for coming up to the panel today. Another Cass Sports in the books. Going over to Just Do Boxing now. See what's going on over there. Already in progress. Everybody have a good day. Holler at y'all tomorrow at 2. Cass Sports, aka the Box Historian. I'm out.